Hey, I just want to do this real quick video because I learned that the criminals over at the Justice Department, isn't this an irony, produced a report, a 600-page report, talking about the cascading failures of the Uvalde Police Department. You know, day late and a dollar short, we've already known it.
CNN has obtained a copy of the federal report evaluating the law enforcement response to the Uvalde school massacre.
One of the critical things in this report is that it highlights the failures of the police officers' leadership, the commanders of the different police departments that responded that morning, essentially in their lack of leadership in taking control of the scene, giving instructions to officers, treating this situation like it was a barricaded situation, not an active shooter situation, despite the fact that there were several indications that there were children inside the classroom, that the gunman was still firing, they could hear the shots, and all of that should have made officers and the leadership on scene that day act, take charge, and go after the gunman and essentially kill him and try and rescue the people inside.
We knew what was going on. We know that law enforcers, generally speaking, are more interested in securing and protecting their own safety than they are about public safety. As we always say here, and I think it was quipped and coined by San Joaquin Valley Transparency, officer safety is cowardice, public safety is heroism. Anyway, they come out with this 600-page report saying what we all already known, that there were almost 400 law enforcement agents from departments all over, local departments, Border Patrol was involved, other agencies were involved. I think it was like, I don't know the exact number, 376, just shy of 400 police officers couldn't get off their duffs, couldn't swallow their pride, couldn't stop their shaking little hands long enough to save a bunch of kids in a school they knew were being summarily slaughtered.
From the moment that those first calls came in, realizing that this was an active shooter situation, not a barricaded individual, right? That's, failure number one. Communication, understanding the tactical control of responding officers and public safety officials to that site, maintaining an incident command structure. There were so many failures on that day. And for 77 minutes, we watched as those failures compounded. And that's what this report outlines. Law enforcement has been taught for years, hundreds of thousands of hours of training go into, hostile intruder, active shooter situation and what needs to be done. This is now a basic tenet of modern day policing. And what we saw was the exact contrast to that. We saw those widely adopted, tactics around hostile intruder, active shooter, essentially ignored. And that needs accountability. Those people who are making those decisions need to be held accountable for the 77 minutes of lack of action and the deaths that occurred because of that.
It's outrageous, but it's nothing new. So when the corrupt, infested Justice Department comes and writes a 600-page report, and that cost the tax cattle a whole bunch of money to come up with a report that you and I knew the day after they released the body cams that this is exactly what was happening. We could have saved them a whole lot of money because, I did a lot of videos on it. James Freeman did videos on it. A lot of other people in our community and other communities, even former cops, were coming out with videos saying, hey, if I was there, this is what would have happened. I mean, what would you have done if you knew a school was being shot up and your child was in it? Or somebody in your community, their child was in it? How could you ever go out to a restaurant in your community? You'd have to leave. I mean, the public is rightly outraged when the cops don't step up to the plate to do the very thing they swore to do. And, something else that wasn't revealed in this report, I haven't read the entire report. I've only seen reporting on the report. But I doubt very seriously that anybody in the report mentioned the two cases, DeShaney versus Winnebago County and Gonzalez versus the town of Castle Rock, where the Supreme Court actually says, and this is infuriating to me, actually says that law enforcers are not obligated to protect and serve the people. As a matter of fact, it's not their duty. It's not their job. Even though it's written on the outside of cop cars, it's emblazoned on police departments to protect and serve. The Supreme Court says, nope, don't have to do that. This ain't how it goes down. Nothing in the report about that, I'm sure. So these parents are rightly outraged, and I don't care how many millions of dollars they give you, this is never gonna bring your child back. I don't care what kind of things this 600-page report produces or supposedly produces, or what the intentions or what the meanings are behind it. You're not getting your child back, and it's a sad thing. Because for one thing, the school didn't have the premises properly secured. There was a side door that wasn't just unlocked. From what I understand, it was left ajar. When the cops finally did show up, parents were trying to go in and cops were outside. So not only were the cops not going in to save a bunch of kids who desperately needed help, but they were outside busy arresting parents who were trying to go in without weapons, without protection, without a shield. Moms were trying to run in, dads were trying to run in. And what were the cops doing? They were tripping them, they were stopping them, they were arresting them, they were handcuffing them, they were throwing them into the back of cop cars. So, you can call it a cascade of failures if you want to, but man, it is just par for the law enforcement course, because they say they're out there to serve and protect, and when it comes right down to it, they do the exact opposite. They show their true colors. They show that officer safety far and above way supersedes any semblance of public safety, and they do it time and time again. And yet people continue to say there are a few bad apples, which is what I want to end with. If there are just a few bad apples, why did almost 400 law enforcers from different agencies fail in spades? Why wasn't there just one officer to say, I don't care what your orders are, I don't care what the protocol is, I got a call on my radio just like you got a call on your radio that there's a gunman in there still shooting kids, and there are kids texting saying my life is in jeopardy, I'm going in there. Or you know what, they wouldn't even say that, they would just go in. It's disgusting. So, few bad apples? No, I don't think so. It's an epidemic of rotten bushels all across the world, and maybe, just maybe, it's time we do something about it. If you get something out of these commentary videos, if you like this video, maybe you'll like some of my others. Check out my most popular playlist and some other things that I have in my playlist that you'll probably benefit from, definitely benefit from, and there's probably a lot of videos that you haven't seen yet. So take a look at those. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to this channel, hit the bell notification icon, give it a thumbs up, share it with everybody you know. Don't forget to subscribe to my email list through my website, highimpactflix.com. That's highimpactflix.com. If you want to support the channel further, grab a shirt, become a channel member, but more importantly, fight for your rights, stand for your rights, and exercise your rights. Because if you don't exercise your rights, you will lose them. I'll see you in the next video.